Hello all, welcome to Aquascopic. So I was planning to do a water change on my one of the other tanks that I have that you now see on the screen. And it was also time to change the to do a cleaning of the filter. So I thought I can create a quick video about the filter that I'm using and what are the things that are in the filter. So here you can see the filter. I am using EHEIM filter. I'll probably put the model number somewhere here on the screen if it's not visible to you. But this is a small filter that I'm using, and the tank capacity that I have, I think the capacity is probably about 120 liters, between 100 to 120 liters. So this is a DIY tank, and this filter kind of really works well for this kind of a tank that I have. So now I'm trying to show the total size of the filter. So it's as good as probably one palm length, probably about maybe I'd say, I don't know, 6 to 7 inches. So now I'll try and show you what is inside the filter, in the sense as to what are the filtering mechanisms that I'm using. So I'm actually using mechanical filtration as well as biological filtration. So this filter has not been cleaned in the last 6 months. So obviously you'd see a lot of gunk and fish waste in here. So I usually clean it anywhere between 6 to 8 months, basically. And as you can see here, there's a lot of calcium deposits, salt mineral deposits that are on the filter, and it really happens because of the time I take to kind of clean the filter. It does really work well in the sense that I just usually need to clean it once every 6 months and there's no problem. You can see that the water is really dark black. It's filled with fish waste, and it's time to clean the filter now. So on top of this, basically you'll see the fine filter foam. So what it basically does is, it is a third layer of filtration. So what it basically does is filter out the finer gunk which is coming out of the filter, to ensure that the water that really comes or goes inside the aquarium is really crystal clear. So this is basically that level of filtration. Now you'll see that I'm also using bioballs, and this is basically where the biological filtration happens, and this is where all your beneficial bacteria really lives. And there's a lot of these bioballs which was actually inside the filter when I purchased it. So it's not something that I've put additionally. EHEIM had provided the bioballs, and I think they're really good quality. I've been using this filter for three years now, and I can still see that the material is really porous. It is not clogged up with dirt and gunk and all of that, so it's still able to host the beneficial bacteria. But if you see that your bioballs are really filled with dirt and gunk and you're not able to clean it, then it's time for you to replace your biological media. Now I'll really pause the video and just take out all the bioballs in here. Yeah, now you can see that I've taken out all the biological media that was in here. Now the first layer of the filtration is basically the foam. It's a foam which has a little bigger holes, and it is basically to kind of filter out it does the first layer of filtration. So it would filter out the bigger dirt and gunk and all of that. Yeah. So this kind of really goes at the bottom. Then you have the biological media, and then you have another layer of fine filter foam, which is basically the third level of filtration. There are basically 3 levels of filtration that happens inside this canister filter. I usually also clean the pipes. You can see that the pipes are really, really bad, in the sense it's filled with fish waste, poop and all of that. So it's time for me to clean the pipe as well. So for cleaning the pipe, I would say a brush, not the toothbrush that I was showing on the video, but there's a different brush, and I just put it inside and it just comes out. Yeah, this is basically what I basically use to clean the pipes. So I put one end and I'll just keep pushing it through, and it comes out the other end, and just pull it back, and the pipes would be crystal clear, clean, tidy. So now you can see, as I'm cleaning it, a lot of dirt and poop is coming out, and apologies to those people who don't like to see this kind of stuff, but unfortunately in the fish keeping hobby, this is one of the messier things that a fish keeper has to do. So you have to take care of your filter and the water parameters, etc. So some amount of dirt and gunk and poop and all of this is inevitable in this hobby. Yeah, so there are a lot of people who really outsource it, but I like to kind of maintain my own tanks, clean everything with my own hands, just to ensure that whatever I'm doing, it's of good quality the way I like it to happen. Yeah, so there are, if you don't like cleaning your filter media and filters and water and all, you can always outsource it to somebody else who's willing to kind of do it. So there are, I think, people, for example, there are aquarium shops who would provide this kind of a service for you, but I personally like to do these things on my own. Yeah, it's pretty bad, as you can see. It's pretty dirty, so, to say the least. And it's because, obviously, like I said, I clean it once every 6 to 8 months. So what I'll now do is I'll just fast forward this video, basically because it's just cleaning the filter, and I'll just kind of leave you with the fast forward version of the video, and then I'll kind of assemble this filter back and put it back in the aquarium. As you can now see, the pipes are pretty clean, so now it's time to clean the filter as well. So I'll just rinse it with water simply, and that should be good enough. Now I'll put everything back the way it was. So I'll put the coarse filter first, then I'll put the bioballs, and then I'll put the fine filter mesh. Sometimes if the fine filter mesh is really dirty, I would replace it, but in this case I washed it and it was pretty fine, so I'll just reuse it instead of replacing it. Okay, so now we're back. So I've installed the filter. It would take a little bit time for the filter to really start with the good flow, etc., because there's a lot of air bubbles inside the filter, as you can see, which is coming out of the filter flow now. But everything is set up now, and in an hour or so it would be back to its normal flow. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to show in this video in terms of how I clean the filter when I'm doing a water change. Thank you so much for watching the video.